All right. Mhm.
All right. Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to Real Talk. My name is Joyce Spencer Mintz, and we are coming to you live tonight. I'm hoping that something said or something that you hear will not only encourage you to be better, but to do better. Um, here with my co-host tonight, Ms. Rosemary. I don't want to shout you all the way out, so I'll give you that privilege to do so. Waiting on a few other guests. If they show up, fine. If they don't, they don't. The show must go on. So I want to thank you all for joining us tonight in this conversation. And as usual, we give a disclaimer. You have the right to agree or disagree with anything that we say here. We're still going to love you. All right. With that being said, thank you again. Miss Rosemary, would you like to give a little opening statement tonight before I give our topic?
Happy New Year. I don't think I've been over since the New Year came in, and so I want to say Happy New Year to everybody, and just prayers that everybody's having a wonderful New Year thus far, and maybe make it a memorable one and a year of change for the better.
Amen. Absolutely to that. Ah, that sounds awesome, and thank you for that opening statement. So, come on in, join us for this live conversation tonight. I have sent out a link for some guests tonight. Our topic tonight is: do you have limits? And let me tell you, lately, since 2023, I'm realizing that I definitely had to set new limits. Okay. So when we talk about limits, I'm gonna go over because it's something I want to talk about tonight. But first I want to talk to you, Miss Rose. Tell me
Hmm.
some of the limits you have.
Um, well, I got a lot of limits. In terms of relationship, um, I'm not a long-term girlfriend. Um, in terms of my children, my limits, every year they stretch a little more because as they become adults, um, I still have to hold some boundaries, but um, I can what is they take a few of the limits that they have off. Um, when it comes to just my spiritual life and my life and what I have around me, I have limits as to the people what you can and cannot do. You cannot come and destroy my peace. Um, there are many limits. Yeah, I have limits depending on where you catch me. Just,
Absolutely. Now that is a great point right there. It depends on where you catch her at there. And so you know how sometimes I'm gonna say this. Often we see people who seem happy all the time.
oh yeah.
Um, I'm just trying to figure if they have any limits. What you
Right.
think about it?
Um. Well,
Someone that
sometimes.
seems happy all the time, their face never ever changes.
Oh, that's a red flag for me. I get nervous when people laugh at at hard situations. I feel like that's kind of a way of withholding or holding in how you really feel. It's kind of a repression. Like when people laugh about things that, like, say you just introducing yourself. Hey, my name's such such, and that's just funny to them. No, what? What do you know? What are we? What was funny? And it's not that you think that they're teasing you or anything, but you just have to look at little stuff like that. There's some people who just laugh at all things, and usually those people are repressing things. Um, if that's what you mean.
Absolutely. I clearly I agree with you on that. Sometimes people for me when faces never change, it definitely is a flag because I think to myself, there's something hidden behind that 100% 24/7. You smiling all the time, and I'm not saying that people can't be happy, or have a happy life, or be content where they are, but at
Mm-hmm.
some point in time, there is some kind of shift or change, and so whether you want to admit it or not, your emotions do not stay on the same level all the time. You
No.
know, we are emotional beings. Therefore, our emotions will change from time to time about different things. So a person that just, never ever see their face change, I'm a little leery about that too. I agree with you
Yeah.
100%. When it comes to limitations and setting them with people, for me, definitely the categories that you talked about. One of those things, especially, we talk about in Real Talk, we share with women all the time about relationships. And it is your choice if you want to be on layaway for life. That's your job too. If you're okay with it, we're okay too. We still gonna love you.
Right.
But however we both,
That's not
in
my
this
fight.
conversation, Mhm.
Right. That's not my fight. I'm not
Okay,
gonna
wait,
fight
I
you.
heard a comment in the back. I need you to repeat that.
I said that's not my fight. I'm not gonna. Hey, if you comfortable with it, I'm fine with it too. Hey.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Because once we give out what we have to say, and we call this real talk, and we call it real talk for a reason, because it is real talk. It's lived experiences. We share with you our experiences, and you have the option to agree or disagree. Take what we have with you, or leave it on the table when you turn off your phone or whatever you watch us on, and we're okay with
Mhm.
that. Okay. So, but yeah, that was definitely one of those limitations I set for myself in the dating scene, was that I was not going to be a girlfriend for life, and our relationship, regardless of what people say, it had a time limit, because I feel like it doesn't take 10 or 15 years to decide whether or not I'm I'm your wife material or not, because most of the times it end up that a guy will date a woman, or a woman to date a man for a long time, vice versa, whoever wants to stay like that.
Yeah.
But generally something different comes along, and then after that long term relationship, or friend with benefits, as they call them, or whatever they call it
Right.
these days.
Right.
um, they walk on off with the fresh and new, because what they've been doing is old, and there's no reason to stay, because there's no commitment, there's no law that binds you spiritually or physically.
Mm-hmm.
So you can just walk away and say, oh well, I'm tired of you and I'm gone.
Right. I done
And
milked
so
this cow.
I know people do that in marriage, but guess what, the system makes it a little bit tougher for you to just walk away and say, I don't want to do this no more. Once you say I do, and you come together in agreement that this is what you're going to do, when one person decides, well, I don't love you no more and I'm gonna go, there's a law in place that actually subsides over your emotions, and it gives you time to think about before you leave, whatever it is. And I know some situations are bad where women have to go, or men have to go, because we have female and male abusers. So
Mm-hmm.
it can cause you to have to leave a relationship. And I'm just saying, I ain't dating you for life, okay? And that was my rule of thumb. And I'm married, so praise God. Okay. And so I'll probably be single, because these days I probably wouldn't want to be put up with anybody else. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
So, limitations
I
on
think
relationships.
I think that limitations also have to be stuck to. Especially with relationships. If you say that you ain't going for this, don't go for that. Don't don't bend, don't break. I remember somebody told me one time that, well, if we ain't doing this, then I'm breaking up with you. And you know me, I'm with you. Bye. And just well, what you mean? What you mean by I said bye and do bye? Well, I mean, we could work through it. No, we really can't, because the fact that you gave me an ultimatum or something really means goodbye. So good day, and you are free. So
And
I
you are
mean,
absolutely right.
yeah.
Um, you're right, because I do see that happen too. Ladies and gentlemen,
Hmm.
when you set that limitation and you draw that line in the sand, do you continually move that line to benefit whoever it is you're dating,
The baddest
compromising
one,
your principles?
hmm the baddest one step past this line. Yes, that's what that is. Baddest one step past this line. Remember they kept drawing the line more and more because they
Yeah, it's
didn't
kind of like that
they
game you
didn't
did
really
when you
want to
were growing
fight. They didn't really want to fight. And when you do that in a relationship, means you don't really want to leave. I ain't gonna be with him if he cheat on me, but you stay.
up.
Wait, I'm gonna pull this line. He ain't gonna cheat on me and get a baby, but you stay. And
It's
he ain't
gonna
gonna
be
cheat
the
on me
last
and get a baby and don't marry me, but you stay. After
time.
you tell you to your face, he ain't gonna marry you. I done been here this long. We gonna rough this out. We thugging. I'm ride or die. Just throw the stick away, okay? And kick the sand. You know what I'm saying? And now you're on concrete. Just let it go.
Absolutely. Okay, okay. As y'all know, she gonna always bring it, and she's gonna bring it and put a little humor in there with it. But like you said, don't keep on moving your line. Stick to what you say. Say what you mean and mean what you say.
Yeah,
All right.
because in the end,
That
you end
way, you're not.
up in the
Go ahead.
corner. I said, because in the end,
Mhm.
you end up backed up in a corner. And now
Absolutely.
where you used to have equal standing ground, now you have nowhere to move because even you can't even propel forward because you gotta lean back to push forward. And when you got your back to the corner, you can't even do that. And just just leave. Just leave.
Absolutely.
If you with somebody right now and he's crossed or she has crossed all your boundaries, just pack it up and go. It's over. It's a wrap. You can't even gain that respect back.
So, word to the wise, you just heard it from a single sided point of view. Don't keep moving your line in the sand, okay? Okay. If you have a limitation in your relationship and you've already reached that limitation, don't keep moving, or compromising your principles to please someone else, okay? Um, the best thing you probably can do is to move on. Because if you set that limit and there has not been a meeting of the minds, you have to make that decision. Okay, y'all got to stand up here because got a little something going on with me right now. All right, so we were also talking about limitations and boundaries with our children. Husband. I forgot to turn off my do not disturb, y'all. Okay. So anyway, boundaries. Setting boundaries with our young people. Let's talk about that. How many have boundaries with their children? Or is your child your best friend?
Oh, I got best friends to be best friends.
Come on, Miss Carter, share with us on that.
No, no, my children are not my best friends.
Uh
Right now.
oh, I think you took out my sound. Hello.
Hello, you still there?
Okay, y'all, we got a little technical difficulty here
What happened?
because my husband did something with my sound.
I can hear you.
Well,
I
okay,
can hear
I'm
you.
still live, so that's okay.
Okay.
So
Well,
we were talking about boundaries with our young people.
well,
I was just
um,
watching something on the news a minute ago, and it was called "Stop That Bus," and I didn't see any humor in it. Where there was the bus driver, and she had a lot of kids on the bus, and unfortunately, um, she wasn't quite sure about dropping the drop zones for the children. So she didn't let the kids off the bus. And some of the parents were screaming. Some parents jumped in the bus. The kids were screaming. It was just horrific what I saw on the news on this program. Okay, I'm going to say that. But I am going to say that I know they're saying, well, she was wrong, and they were saying this is my child, but I guess I could see both sides of that. If you were the bus driver and you weren't sure, do you let somebody's small child off on the bus because somebody else said they belong to them without presenting identification or anything?
You absolutely
Um,
do not.
I don't know. But then I saw where one of the parents got on the bus and slapped the bus driver.
Oh,
Well, now we already got a bus full of hysterical kids,
so you
and
get
now we
on
got
there
a
and act
parent
like
slapping the bus driver.
so you get on there and act like a child,
Is there any wonder why our children today are so confused?
and now your child has to see you go to jail.
If we have grown people acting as infants and they settle matters with physical violence, what are we teaching our children? That thing left me in awe because I couldn't believe what I was seeing. And there's no wonder why there's a shortage of bus drivers, school teachers, after school programs. Because I think as parents, we need to do a little bit, we should do better. We need to do better. We have to practice some kind of restraint and show our children that. Because children, we lead by example. Our young people follow what they see, whether it's on TV, at home, in church. They're following the example set before them. And that was such a poor example on both sides of the fence.
Because
Parents jumping in the windows of buses, retrieving kids from the window. You probably traumatized your child worse than the bus driver did by
right.
not letting them off. So I don't know, y'all. Think about that. And if you get a chance, check out that segment. It's called Stop That Bus. And I want you to come back and tell me what you thought about it because it was because it was very interesting. And to me, it was very disturbing. And so I am really hoping to be able to collaborate with some people because there has to be a plan for our young people out here and for the parents because you are saying that our children have nothing to do and there's no plan for our future, but the examples that are being set before them, and I'm not going to say all incidents because I'm not calling everybody a bad parent, but some of these examples that are being set are kind of leading and guiding our young people down the wrong path, the path of destruction. If they don't see you following the correct path, how can they know to follow the correct path? So come on, parents, let's get it together, okay? Jumping in on the bus and all that stuff, you probably traumatize your child even more. And somebody else's kid too.
Well, you
So,
actually taught
okay,
that
y'all, with
child.
that being said,
You
let me
taught that
just
child
move on
not
because my
to.
head started hurting when I saw that, okay?
Can you hear
I
me?
seem to have lost my guest here, y'all.
I say, can you hear me?
So, I'm just going to move it on because y'all know what I do. You know, company come, they come. If they don't, they don't. We still go on with the show. We did lose our co-host, and I don't know
I
what
am
happened with her
still here.
sound,
I don't know
but
what happened.
hopefully she'll chime back in. Okay. So I didn't plan on being before you too long tonight, anyway, because I got a little something going on in my throat. So keep me in prayer, most definitely. We'll be getting that checked out on Monday to see what's going on for real. But just pray and speak healing and know that God is able. So I'm not going to worry about it. Just going to keep pressing forward. For those of you who join us on Real Talk and on our other shows, I want you to continue to follow us. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Joyce's Journey, and also
Hello?
on my Instagram. My daughter's house is coming up with a line of information as well as programs that we want you to, if you are in the Winston area, share with other people and partake of it. Okay, lost my guess. But I do want you to follow us on My Daughter's House because our foundation is taking off on another level. And I want you to be aware of those of you who have supported monetarily or just the support of helping or encouraging us to keep moving on. I want you to know what's going on. So I'll be doing some live videos as we transition into another stage. So I want to thank you all tonight, and I'm really not, I'm about to end this program tonight, but I want to thank you all for tuning in for the time that we have spent here tonight. And I hope that you will join me again next week for Real Talk and well, yeah, I will be here next week and pray because I'm actually going to the Washington seminar, you guys. Can you believe it? I'm going to the White House. Okay. But it's okay. Okay, pray for me, y'all, okay? Because you know I'm going, I'm trying to go see somebody and talk about some things. So I want you to keep me up in prayer and encourage one another. Okay. And definitely think about the things that I said today. We have to start thinking of better ways to help our young people. Okay. Let's stop talking about it and let's be about it. Apparently, we can't leave the government to govern our children. We have to start doing it ourselves. And then, you know, perhaps they will take the information that we have and service our communities better. So let's start at home. Let's try to devise some plans and information to get our kids out of these streets. The gun violence is really off the chain right now. I mean, it's just devastating every time I turn around and I see daily. We know that they report all the bad news, and seldom you're going to see the good stuff because it don't sell. It don't sell papers. It don't sell. It doesn't keep people linking in on your website. So anytime you're talking about good stuff, generally people are not trying to tune in because they're all geared toward the bad. So we don't want to be that kind of channel. I do want to say though that also I want to say that if you have good news, share it and spread it because good over evil. This is what our children need to hear. They don't need to keep hearing young people and old people. They don't need to keep hearing all the bad stuff. You know, you all know what's going on in the world. And this gun violence is really all just, it's all over. There's no exemption in any area of the United States right now where you don't see gun violence. But I will tell you this, that when our Bible says no weapon formed against us shall prosper, even these things that are going on, we know they all happen for a reason, but we also know we are supposed to do our part. So don't just sit back and say, you're scared to go outside in your own neighborhood because of little Johnny down here and he running his mama's house. Whatever. Don't be held in bondage in your territory because you can possess the land. Because if it wasn't so, the Bible wouldn't say so. God wouldn't say so. So we have to take back our land, take back our territory, take back our children. Okay? Stop just leaving them to their own devices. Okay? Stop just putting them in front of the cable TV and the video game where there's so much violence, teaching them how to go shoot them up and all of that. Let's try to get them outside with some fresh air. You know, a long time they stayed in the house and COVID. Let's get them outside. Okay? Find a way to involve your child in something positive. Oh, okay. She back, y'all. Okay. All
I
right.
was,
Hello, Miss.
yes,
Yes, we're glad to have you back.
I
So
was
find a
never
positive
born.
way to encourage your child so that they're not just out here and left to people in the street. Um, hey Judy, how you doing, sis? Good to see you. I'm hoping, I wish I could get you into the studio. Click the link. Okay. So as I was saying, we have to learn, we have to take back over our neighborhoods, our community. Let's stop walking in fear. Let's stop being afraid that if you say something, well, this child going to explode. Maybe the child is waiting for you to say something. Sometimes kids just need somebody to show them that they care. If you walk around and look at them like, oh, well, ooh, look at them kids over there. You just already see them standing around and they look like they pants sagging and you already assume they doing something wrong. That may not be the case. It may be that that's all the clothes they have to wear. And so they're just standing there having a nice little conversation. But so many adults are afraid to even approach our young people nowadays. No wonder. They're just left to their own devices, just doing whatever they want to do because ain't nobody telling them to do nothing different. Okay, thank you, Lord. All right, so I want to say that I want to do my part, and that is my plan. And as God keep laying out the plan, I'm going to keep moving forward with it, and I'm going to ask that you do the same. I'm going to be coming from my daughter's house where on our website. There's going to be information. There's going to be information on our Facebook on how you can contribute and help. And don't keep saying, oh, we love you and we love what you're doing, and you won't even put $1 toward the cause. The cause is a good cause, okay? I want y'all to understand. I don't need the dollars in my pocket. We need the dollars in the community, okay? Because we have to learn to support one another. It can't always be a one-side thing with support. Help me out with this and help me out with that. But then when it comes time to give, there's no giving on that end. Give, and it should be given unto you, pressed down, shaken together, running over. Shall God calls men to give unto your bosom. So when you give to a good cause and it is helping someone else, believe me, it returns to you, whether it's monetarily, spiritually, physically, somewhere down the line, you're going to need help. And that help is on the way. And it will be there because you gave to somebody else. So I just want to put that out there. Okay. And I hope you receive it. To everybody who's listening tonight and those of you who listen to the replay, when I put up those donation links to my daughter's house, it is not to put money into my daughter's house, Rosemary Carter. It is to put money into a system that is helping women with substance abuse, children that don't have clothes or shoes, women who walk in the street homeless. Okay, that is the cause. And it may not look like we're doing anything. There's a lot of community involvement. There's a lot of collaborating going on, and it's about to increase. So I want to thank y'all for that. And I thank you, Lord. Miss Carter, you want to say something?
Yes, I was here the whole time. I don't know what happened to the sound.
Something's going on with your speaker, babe.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me now? I said, can you hear me now?
I think she's muted. Oops, got another guest here, guys. Let me add her in. There
Hello?
she is. All right.
Hey, y'all.
Come on in, my sister.
Hey, Minister Rose.
Okay. Hey, Miss Judy, we got you in the studio.
Hey,
Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am.
I
Oh,
can't
okay.
hear you, Rose.
Mom, we need to do something.
Okay, yes, I can now.
Yes.
A little. It might be my phone.
I'm pretty sure it is.
I can hear both of y'all clearly.
Okay, you can hear us both clearly.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't know what I've been my earbud came on. Okay, so comment.
There's a repeat. Did somebody have on two? You got on the phone and the table?
Hello?
Y'all still there?
All right. Okay. Is that better?
It's repeating, but yeah, we can hear you, sister.
I can hear everybody.
Okay.
All right. So, Trudy, we're glad to have you. Let's get your comments tonight.
Okay. I'm in the blind, so what we're discussing tonight.
So, I was just discussing limitations when I was talking about our children and how we need to get more involved in getting our children off the street and not walking in fear.
Right. Well, in my opinion, that falls back on having a complete household, which there should be a father figure and a mother figure uh, to teach each child, uh, being of two sexes, of what to do and how to handle situations that might pop up while they're on the streets. Um, and then altogether, you have to throw in being a Christian too, because you might have been raised in the same household and taught the same thing, but once you give your life to Christ, you have to handle the same situations with different solutions. So, we're taught to pray and to walk away and all that. But sometimes in reality, uh, especially being a minority, sometimes you just have to sit your foot down and remember that you're a woman just like the next woman, or you're a man just like the next man.
Miss Carter.
Let me come off mute. Mom, are you got a cover open and a phone?
I don't know what's going on.
Maybe it's your earphone. Your ear. Ella?
Okay.
Okay. Let's keep doing it. Anyway, I'm gonna get. Well, I'm gonna say this. I think that as a person, I know to be like a Christian and everything like that. I have raised two sons, and they have had male role models in my life. I haven't had any problems with them, like crime, anything like that, anything crazy. I haven't been upstate school.
My husband keeps calling. That's what's going on.
Yeah,
Somebody keeps calling.
and but I think the kids have kind of lost pride in themselves because there's really nobody pouring into the community. There are a lot of people taking from the community. They pick out the kids in the community they want that have special gifts, they talented in such a way, and the rest of the kids they just throw by the wayside. So it used to be a time in the
Okay,
neighborhood
got bad reverb, y'all, for
and
real.
listen, all the children in the neighborhood, you know, you know, and they used to always, the days when kids come by and say, "Hey, you want to come in here and play?" That type of thing. You're losing that community of people where the kids ain't talking crazy to the old people, and the old people ain't scared to disrespect the young people.
Yes, I don't know where the reverb is coming from, and I apologize because I'm not sure how to fix it.
I don't know. I'm gonna mute mine just in case.
I hear
It's
everybody
definitely
just
coming from my end.
What are y'all hearing? An echo or something?
Okay. Say that again.
I said, what are y'all hearing?
There's an echo, and I can't seem to figure out.
I don't hear
I'll
the
tell you
echo
what,
when
Yeah, I don't hear it either.
you talk to me.
Okay. Let's see, is that better?
It's the same to me. I don't hear any problems.
Okay. Well, so I was saying too.
Yeah, now
We
it's gone
have
away.
to, with our young people, try to take the initiative. I was also sharing about a segment that I saw earlier called Stop That Bus, and I want y'all to check it out later if y'all get a chance. But something you just said, Trudy, about there being two parents in the house. I saw something on Facebook today where a young man said, um, let me just, one second. Let me see it. Okay, I want to make sure I ain't get it wrong, y'all. He made a statement about ladies not being able to raise boys to be men. Y'all want to share on that?
Well, I know that's not
Because I
true.
heard you just say about the two-parent family. But what happens when there's not two parents in the house?
I think that's when the imprisonment uh, starts invading time. Because most of the people that get locked up, and even the young girls that get pregnant at a young age, most of them don't have father figures in their life or fathers in their life. But then some can have a father figure and they still just fast. But I think if more men would step up and be role models, and it doesn't have to be mom's boyfriend or mom's new husband or whatever. I mean, it can be an uncle that can chastise a male child to make sure that they're guided in the right way. Um, or grandfather. Uh, I think that a lot of statistics that we're involved in would come down. I really honestly do.
Miss Carter?
Well, I'm raised by a single parent, and I have a lot of brothers who was raised by a single parent, and I would say there goes those limitations again, because there's certain things I just ain't gonna put up with. Just, I remember me and my youngest son had a conversation one day, and he said, "Oh, Mama, I could have been one of the kids that was out there doing whatever I wanted to do." And I looked at him and I said, "No, no, you couldn't have." And he said, "No, Mama, but I really could have." And I said, "No, no, sir. No, you don't understand. I'm your mama, and there's no way you could have did that." And he's like, "Oh, okay." Yeah. There was only one way this thing was gonna fly.
Well, I was trying to hear that until the reverb here is really.
I don't know.
I don't know if somebody's interfering on my line or.
I don't think so. I don't know if it's
Well,
it
I
ain't
see two
really dark.
broadcasts up.
Mm-hmm. You see who? I'm saying, do you have?
Okay, this is crazy. I'm gonna have to go out and come back in. All right, guys.
Okay.
All right, going out. All right, guys. We'll be back with Real Talk in about 2 minutes.
I'm gonna stay right here. You come back.